Achieving the fantasy of using magic is easily attainable in many games, whether it's the special edition of Skyrim or games like Dishonored. The fantasy is most likely much desired by many in the world, but unattainable clearly, as magic does not exist. Well, except for those magicians, you know, those street magicians. Anyway, games and reading make it as real as possible. Yet within VR, you can become the mage and use the spells with your hands, like in games such as Blade and Sorcery and Skyrim VR. In this top 10 Skyrim VR mods, we'll cover mods that can enhance your playthrough as a battle mage. All of these mods are VR tested and work wonderfully with one another. Not all of these mods are connected with magic entirely, but can enhance the visuals, the utility, the prowess, and new spells. Before we begin, if this video helped you decide on a mod or you simply enjoyed the input from this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more VR and comedic content. I also stream on Tuesday and Friday on 3 platforms: Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. The link tree is in the description. Also, if you would like some more modding help from me, or you just want to join my community, join the Soul Chamber, my Discord server. Also, stay tuned for the future of these mod videos if you're an avid watcher of my top 10s. Now let's make you the biggest, baddest battle mage to ever exist in your Skyrim VR. First, we'll deal with the visuals to enhance the perspective and add some oomph to the Skyrim VR mages. First, we have Strange Runes VR. Spells now have style when they're being casted. Strange Runes adds glyphs that glow whether you're casting a spell or a scroll. This mod is also compatible with Apocalypse, Lost Grimoire, and Forgotten Magic Redone, if you have those mods in your mod list. The mod adds 55 types of runic circles. Strange Runes also has an MCM menu if you want to adjust features such as lighting. Note that this mod said it was incompatible with VRIK, however, I have no issues with it, just small floating sparks from the runic circles, but that's easily ignorable, I guess, if that's even a word. Have you noticed the 2D sprites from spells, specifically from Fire and Frost? Those 2D sprites can be seen when you look at your hands and move your head around, and they're absolutely horrendous. Those sprites move with you, and it just makes me want to look in disgust like Tanjiro does Zenitsu from Demon Slayer. 3D casting effects changes those ugly flat planes to a 3D look. That's all that can really be said. Just look at the video and consider your spells visually improved. Now, the undead doesn't exactly look undead when they're brought back with the Daedric vestiges. The reanimation has no true visual when the deceased has risen back to the realm of Mundus. The reanimated look like their former selves. However, Undead FX brings the meaning of being undead back to the table. Over time, the spells of necromancy do their part and gradually expose the bones as the skeleton is strained from the reanimation. The undead can now truly look the part and zombified. Just double tap. There are a few mods that improve the visuals of enchantments on your weapons or, armors. Some can be a bit much. I recently started using SeeEnchantments as a more reasonable amount of visual effects on your weaponry and can fit those who are of a spell sword character. It simply improves the vanilla visuals of enchantments, but they just make them pop. And this is also compatible with another mod we have on this list, so stay tuned for that. Speaking of enchanting in vanilla can be fun, but acquiring souls, however, not so much. Soul trapping was always a pain in the behind in vanilla. If you ever obsessively collected souls with a mix of greater gems, black gems, lesser gems, petty gems, all the gems, sometimes those lesser souls would fill the black gems or the greater gems, and literally this was the most aggravating part of soul trapping. It made me want to throw my controller back in the console days. Well, Acquisitive's Soul Gems Multithreaded fixes this painstaking issue. This mod can fill your soul gems entirely and never underfill them. This is an enchanter's wet dream, if I say so myself. Now, there isn't many mods that can increase the ease of access to the spells. There is the favorites menu, however, that pauses the game and is just not very immersive enough. And me, I love the immersion. Now, there are options like Mage VR, voice attack, and so on. However, I personally like the more VR-like feel in my gameplay. Similar to Blade and Sorcery, there is a mod called Spell Wheel VR. that gives you the more VR feel. However, with mages, this is by far the best mod to assist you in becoming the baddest battle mage. Spellwheel VR doesn't just do spells, however. It can be configured for foods, potions, armors, and so much more. However, with the latest update, it adds even more to the mod, like adding wrist bars for your current statuses, which can include needs if you have a needs mod, like Sunhelm or I Need. There's also another option that adds pages, which can expand the spell wheel usage. You just have to experiment with the mod and configure it to your liking, or you can just hit the presets. I chose the Spell Sword plus more pages preset. Now, there aren't many mods that can complement a mage, other than the typical mage robes that are scattered across the world of Skyrim, or the enchantments you can create or find within the realm of Skyrim. Yet they all look the same, and who wants to be the same as everybody else? We want to be unique. We want to stand out, especially as the biggest, baddest battle mage growing in Skyrim. So why don't we look at a couple armor mods? First up, Black Mage Armor. A standalone armor set that has the 3 typical variations: regular clothing, light armor, and heavy armor. This also adds Archmage variations if you become the Archmage of the college. They all look stylish in their all black, grayish palette. You can be an emo Archmage, or you can become the epitome of evil. Or you can just, again, be the epitome of absolute cringe. But I like black. All black. I like the color black. It's a great color. So I'm going to go for the emo side. Whether you Hell Sithis or praise Molag Bal, or simply want to be the dopest battle mage to exist, the Nether Mage armor is for you. This mod adds armors that are slightly better than the Archmage robes, and it has different types of hoods. And the sets come in heavy, light, and clothing variations, like the Black Mage armor. It also adds some new weapons, so if you want to try those out, feel free to check it out. And for the hornified male, there is some CBBE and Lazy Heals compatibility for those jiggly effects if you want to slap that on a person or yourself. But I don't know how you would see it on yourself in VR, unless you're just coming from Special Edition. Then there you go. This set looks astonishing. It is really dark, grim, and beautiful. Pick and choose which of these fits your dark mage playthrough. Or you can just, again, look very cringe and emo. And I am those. What good is being the biggest, baddest battle mage when the college is underwhelming? Do you want to make the College of Winterhold look like it holds the meanest mages around, but it just doesn't look like that naturally? Well, the Immersive College of Winterhold can do just that. It completely overhauls the college inside and out, along with the people within the college. The windows are transparent so you can see outside and poke around. The NPCs act like students, and they can grow with the player. Also, if you feel as if your characters should not be the Archmage, if you're just doing it for the quest line, then you can pass the title to one of the eldest mages in the college, Tolfdir. The Halls of Countenance, Attainment, and Elements all have their perspective tweaks to increase the amount of immersion to, have a place of study, since it is a college. The Arcanium is much more of a library. The Archmage's quarters make it look like it's for a strong mage, the Archmage, the biggest, quote-unquote, baddest person in Skyrim. Well, in this college, not in Skyrim. We all know who that is. It's clearly Nazim, right? A sanctuary is added for the player to safely place their valuable uniques inside, and to make it more of a place of study. And there is much more to be said about this mod. You just have to delve into the mod page or the mod itself and see what can be achieved and found within this mod. There's so much you could do. Spellsiphon, a magic combat overhaul mod that allows you to perform combos along with the use of weapons. This mod eliminates those favorite menus and hotkeys. The mod automatically swaps the spells for you and rewards you when you use multiple weapons and combinations. The effects and sounds are custom as well. Your character isn't a powerhouse from the start though, yet it may seem that when you first dive into the mod, as you are given so much and you can do so much with it. However, it goes with your level and it increases as time goes on, like any other spell, like any other school. There are a plethora of combos you can do with this mod, as well as adding mechanics that are well balanced. Perks still work with this magic mod as well, so no matter the case, it will go with the player's skills as a mage. Now earlier we've discussed visuals for our enchantments. Now what are the enchantments themselves? Summermyst adds over 100 enchantments to the game and is seamless in terms of integration. Summermyst also tweaks the vanilla enchantments. The enchantments can also be applied to the inhabitants of Skyrim, so watch your back. There could be something really good and you won't even know about it. These enchantments are balanced, so don't worry about any of them being overpowered, and just play the game like you would and just experiment what you can with your specific sets. If you're interested on what you can find, head to the mod page and see all the new goodies yourself. Magic that you see and or want to master can be from all the schools, but if you want to roleplay even further and become specific to a set type of mage, Triumvirate, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, mage archetypes allows you to have many new spells, but are more or less categorized around specific role-playing styles. Those styles are druids, shadow mages, warlocks, clerics, and shamans. These are set and can be purchased through specific vendors, and for example, some druid spells can be purchased from Danica Purespring in Whiterun, as she tends to, the great tree in the center of Whiterun, while shadow mage spells can be purchased from Inthier in the College of Winterhold because he's a sneaky son of a gun. To get the specifics, download the mod and head to the mod page to figure out where they could be purchased from and just try all the spells out yourself. We can add even more role-playing spells with Forgot Magic Redone. This mod adds 39 new spells, yet each spell grows in power as you use them over time. With each level up, the effects can increase and have the potential to acquire a new effect. Like Spellsiphon, combinations can make their spells much better. As for the role-playing aspect, this adds role-playing types of magic than the aforementioned types, like mystics, paladins, pyromancers, chiromancers, electromancers. Just pick one, pick what you like. It all works well together. Now these mods are compatible with our next mod, an overhaul perk of the perk trees, which can increase the depth and possibilities of character building to mold our character to the brim of the brightest potential, especially for the mages. But it still works for the other classes. Who uses those though? Ordinator. This perk tree overhaul mod is lightweight, and as I said before, it allows you to further develop your character building. It adjusts all the perk trees, including the magic perks, as this was intended for. It's a complete perk overhaul. This mod is highly compatible with many across the Nexus. A major plus is that this mod can be installed mid-playthrough and be no issues. These perks are also applied to the people of Skyrim, so be wary of all the combatants. Become the biggest, baddest battle mage with this mod. If you want a more vanilla type of perk tree though from the same creator, check out Vokrii. I think that's how you pronounce it, Vokrii. To further increase the magic perk trees, however, Path of Sorcery can be applied over Ordinator. These perks can add more functions and gameplay to the game itself. It can also scale with your character dynamically. For example, your level 30 Destruction Mage that casts a fireball can do a significant amount of more damage to an enemy than a level 10 Destruction Mage that casts the exact same spell. Path of Sorcery gives you more perks that can befit your mage. As the description of the mod page says,
construct a skeleton army. Win favors from your patron divine. Unlock the secrets of Daedric artifacts. Fuel your spells with the power of blood. Weave shadows and control minds, and so much more.
That's pretty cringy. Acquiring the dream of holding spells is at our fingertips, in a game at least. We can become the type of magician we desire to be, and minus the ones in saying Leviosa, spew the cinders of fire, chill your enemies with frost, electrify them with your lightning, and summon the undead. Become the biggest, baddest battle mage that Tamriel has yet to see. Well, that's it for this top 10 mods you could have to enhance your Skyrim VR as the biggest, baddest battle mage. Quick message in terms of the future of these top 10 mods. I've been doing them every week, and accumulating the information is very taxing on time, and I do a full-time job, so it's kind of hard to keep up. However, I do not want to cease these videos. I instead will publish them every 2 weeks, so I have more time. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, be sure to endorse the mods you've downloaded to support the creators and encourage them to do more, or just to give them pride. Or at least I hope they get that. All the links for these mods will be in the description down below, as well as my link tree for my socials and streaming platforms. And don't forget to join the Soul Chamber to be up to date with my content or just to chat with me and my fellow compatriots. If you liked any of these mods or found this helpful, be sure to like the video. Also, you can see these mods in action on my Skyrim VR roleplay series, which is posted every Sunday morning CST. If you're interested in other VR content as well as comedic moments, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell to get notified for those future videos. And one last thing is to keep your soul free.